Let it ring. This music is too good. Cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Castle Rock Talk. I am Sean Hakes, and today is... What is today? I always forget. Tuesday, April 14th. We have a lot in store for you today. We have the DoCR gang in the house. They are at it again, doing some really cool things. Going to talk about an event happening this Saturday. After DoCR, I have Brandon Cant joining us live this time to talk about Coast2Coast Cooking and Coast2Coast Food Truck and what he is up to. And then I'll have Spencer from CRCO Shop Local and Mountain Man here to talk about this whole small business SBA loan process and kind of what he's going through, and as well as other small businesses who are welcome to sound off in the comments below. Real quick, we got a couple new shows joining the CRCO TV programming schedule. We have daily from 10 to noon, which is why I had to switch. We have Jimmy at the Crossroads, which is a political show, 10 to noon, and that's Monday through Friday, and it's also in partnership with the Washington Examiner, and they're broadcasting live out of our studio in Denver. Every Friday during this COVID crisis, we have Run to Change Lives with my friends Gina and Jason and Bo, which is awesome. And then we have a new show coming on. Don't know exactly what the date's going to be, but this is a former Velocity Radio, Castle Rock radio show, which was a very popular one called Automotively Speaking. So we'll announce when that is going to start. Also, if you're still interested in hosting your own show, email me, Sean at castlerockco.com. We're also bringing on a second producer who will produce shows virtually, David Chapa. A lot of you know him. So something fun we're going to be starting off is the CRCO dance-off. Every morning, at least we're going to try every morning, depending on how many videos we get submitted to us, is a video of you dancing. And the whole purpose of this is to share and promote good vibes. And if you're featured on this program, then you'll be getting a gift card. So let's take a look at one of the ones most recently. If you guys know the Flurries from Cars Simpler, formerly Castle Rock Auto Broker, here is their video. Maybe. All right, that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to watch that one more time. So watch this, and if you can create a video like this, share it with us, Sean at castlerockco.com, and be featured and get a gift card. Cool. All right, so enough of that, right? So next we're going to be bringing on our friends from DoCR. I'm going to pull Brad in here real quick. Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good, Sean. How are yourself, bud?
Fantastic. Hey, look at that. And we weren't muted. So one of the complaints I get is I always mess up something throughout the day, at least on these shows, because I'm terrible at multitasking. So we'll just leave it
You're
at
learning.
that. Slowly but surely. But yeah, so tell us what's going on the DoCR front.
All right. Well, cool. Appreciate you having me again. I've been on here a few times, so I actually brought a couple other folks with me as well. We got Connor O'Brien. He's the secretary of the Dad of Castle Rock Community Outreach Board of Directors. We also have Luke Woodward, the owner of Biscuits and Berries Catering. He's one of our members of the Dads of Castle Rock. So I'm going to actually pass it over to Connor and let him, tell everybody what we got going on this Saturday, and then he'll explain why Luke's here with us, and let Luke kind of share what he's bringing to our event as well.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Connor.
All right, guys. So this Saturday, I don't know if you guys saw what we did last week with Steve Evans, where we kind of had a procession that went through downtown and ended at Astro. Turned out pretty good. So this Saturday we're going to do something similar, but we're gonna do it for the first responders or the nurses and the doctors that are at Castle Rock Adventist Hospital. So this Saturday, April 18th, technically the time of the event is from 6 to 6:05 p.m. But what we're going to do is what we call a DoCR Park and Rally. I would actually probably recommend showing up around like 5:45 p.m. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and enter the hospital parking lot from the west side off of Meadows Boulevard, just so we're not blocking up the emergency side, which is the east side. So entering through the west side and then just kind of filling up that parking lot to the south. And we might even overflow to the north side. But what we're going to do is from 6 p.m. to 6:05, we're just going to have noisemakers honking your horn. If you have speakers or, little horns of any kind, something like that. We're going to just do that for a solid 5 minutes and then kind of disperse after that. But what you can do is you can go to the Dads of Castle Rock community outreach page on Facebook. Follow that page. That's where all the information will be posted. There is an event in there that kind of walks you through it already. Kind of the most important thing is that we just stay in our car. Obviously, we're going to a hospital to show them support. We don't want to have to then, after we visit that hospital, actually be admitted to that hospital. So stay in your car. Bring noisemakers, bring whatever you would like, but please just stay in your vehicle. For us, we'll be out there kind of directing traffic, things like that. And I know Luke is going to talk about some of the food that he's gonna show up with and how that's going to work. So whenever you're ready, Luke.
Sure. So when this whole COVID situation started a few weeks ago, obviously everybody in the catering industry was hit pretty hard, given that, our primary business comes from gatherings. So we decided to pivot and do a couple of different things to kind of respond. One of which was really trying to do something in our wheelhouse that was special for people who are really kind of deserving. So those on the front lines, EMS workers, people who work in ICUs, what have you, just anybody on the front lines. So we put together an initiative called Feed the Front Lines Denver, that essentially reached out to all of our existing contacts, corporate contacts, businesses who would normally be paying for lunches for their employees who obviously can no longer do so, and essentially asked them to kind of partner with us to provide food, meals for free to people on the front lines. So we've been able to do so. To date, we've been able to raise about $16,000, which translates to well over 1,000 meals that we've been able to reach out and make contacts with various hospitals and just kind of try to do something nice for them. So this Saturday, partnering with DoCR, and going to feed all of the employees working at the Castle Rock Adventist Hospital who are working there at 6 o'clock when our event starts.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, appreciate it, Luke. So this Saturday, and what was the time again, Brad?
6 o'clock. So it's,
okay.
It's 6 p.m., so we're asking everybody to get there a little bit early. Again, you can imagine if anybody or whoever joined us last Thursday for Steve's event, we had a couple hundred cars. So, we want to kick this thing off at 6 o'clock. We want to make sure people get there plenty early, get in, get parked. Like Connor said, we want to do an audio and visual display, flashlights, make noise, whatever you got to do. I've got some strobes I'm going to stick out. We want to light that parking lot up. We do have our local police and fire that's going to kick in as well. I've got a friend of mine that's a nurse over there, and she's aware of what we're doing, and she told a couple of nurses, and I guess they start tearing up. So, they're very appreciative of our community rallying for them, understanding and recognizing what they're doing. And again, what Luke's doing, it's awesome. He kind of minimized what he's doing. He's providing 50 meals you can imagine the amount of work that, is taken to bring these funds in, working with these other businesses, putting these meals together, to get them delivered, obviously doing it in a sterile manner that they can feed the 50 workers that are going to be on staff at that hospital Saturday. It's amazing. I do want to give one shout out to somebody at the hospital, a gal named Jen Thomas. She has been our point person for this whole thing, for both the Dads of Castle Rock, for Luke as well. She's the hospital safety manager. She has helped us put this thing together. Goes to show how much she appreciates the staff there at the hospital as well. So she has been integral in our success of trying to pull this thing off. And then obviously for Luke to be able to bring those meals into the hospital as well.
Hey, I got a question for you, Brad. And actually, this is for everyone. Do you guys ever sleep?
We go constantly. It's we've got a little thread of the Dads of Castle Rock Community Outreach executives and board of directors. There's 15 of us, right, Connor? And it's constantly my phone just ping, 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 ping. And even our Ashton, our CFO, trying to get our books in order, was pinged us at like 1 o'clock in the morning last night. Couldn't sleep, so I finished up, got the books all squared away. So, we're all driven by our heart. Robert Ziering is, our fearless leader. I know a lot of people write his name. I can't get him on camera. I try to get him on here, and he's like, absolutely not. But Robert is the one that first had that contact with Jen, and he tosses these ideas out, and then everybody just grabs a hold of where they, best fit in, and it, these things come together. A lot of them really are pulled out of our backside. We're dads. We're not prepared.
That's what we do.
Exactly. That's what we
just
do.
Wing it.
Yeah. Somebody throws an idea out there. We have slowed down a little bit. It was in the beginning. Robert was one of the biggest ones doing this. He comes up with an idea and he just throws it out to the community. It's like, hey, hold on. Let's talk about this first to see what we can do to make this work. So, it's a fun group to be part of. So it's and our community has really come together behind us, understanding what we're doing and why we're doing it. We're doing it for good reasons. We're doing it for the passion and love of our community and those in it. So.
No doubt. Well, we as a community appreciate you guys and all you're doing. I think your work doesn't go unrecognized, and it just exhausts me watching you guys, but it's really cool. It's something that, as I learn from you to get more energy, maybe I can participate a little bit more, but it's really cool that you guys are doing that.
Spoken from the man that pretty much manages all marketing and social media throughout Castle Rock. And he himself has a heart and gives a lot. Just don't forget, you're one of the founders of Dads of Castle Rock. So this wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you and Robert first starting this thing off. So
appreciate it, guys. It's awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna post a link in the comments, and if you guys happen to be on we have this feed blasting out to a lot of different Facebook pages and groups and YouTube and stuff. But if you guys happen to catch us before I do, feel free to drop a link to the Dads of Castle Rock Community Outreach page, as well as some additional information, because every time we have one of these, a lot of people ask, hey, I need some more information. And when we publish these, we're only allowed to give so much space, in the description side of it. So definitely keep an eye out for those questions too.
Awesome.
Cool, guys. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for joining. And I'm going to be bringing on Brandon now. You guys have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks again for what you guys are doing. Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, and we are back with Brandon. There you are.
Good morning.
You are live. Let me bring up your lowers. This is super awkward for me. You are the one that actually should be doing this because you're the pro at this, but you're busy cooking, so I'm learning from you. But this whole multitasking thing, like bringing up the graphics, trying to look at the camera, the audience, even though it's in a weird spot, all that is.
Right.
Woo.
Right.
So why don't you do a quick introduction on, most people in Castle Rock know who you are, but from your cooking and your food and your food truck, but go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone who might not know who you are.
My name is Brandon Cant. My wife Amanda and I own the Coast2Coast Food Truck here in town.
and don't underplay it, because it's
All
not
right. Well,
it's not just the Coast to Coast Food Truck.
no, I mean, the whole concept is you guys have been watching, and it's good to finally be live instead of the recorded year and a half version of me doing some cooking shows. But yeah, I mean, that's where all this started, right? Like, I had a corporate job and wasn't super happy doing what I was doing, and decided I needed to start doing, and cooking and videography are two things that have always been a passion point of mine. So about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now, I launched the Coast to Coast Cooking YouTube show, where we go through and cook iconic dishes from each state, and we go state by state. And about 6 months into that project, I was kind of branding this whole Coast to Coast thing. Decided that, all right, it's time to turn this into a food truck. It just felt like the right decision at the time, and we jumped in. And I've got two little girls, 5 and 8, and we go to breweries all the time, and we bring the kids, family friendly places, and it's not always easy to eat off of a food truck where the whole family can enjoy food. We have a lot of transplants here in Castle Rock that are from other parts of the country. And so one of my goals was to not only, have a kids menu to make the whole family be able to eat off the truck, but to bring a piece of home to a lot of people. Yes, we've got dishes from all over the United States.
Yeah, and it was really cool for me. So, one of my passions, and I think you know this, but is seeing people transition from the corporate life to owning their own business. Because for me, when I did it 19 years ago, it was like it was the hardest, but it was the coolest thing ever. And so for me, it's like, that's why I was like, Brandon, I got to be your first customer. Got to be your first customer. Because
yeah,
it's like, that's a big deal, going from where you've had a regular job into something that you love and you're passionate about. So
yeah, no,
hats off to you.
Thanks, man. It's challenging to say the least, but it's extremely rewarding. I remember a time about a couple months ago that was looking back and realizing that, I'm working 80 plus hours a week and hadn't paid myself in 2 months and didn't even realize I hadn't paid myself.
Right.
It's just like, You're right. It's work that you're no longer thinking about the paycheck at the end of the week, right? Like it's not about that. It's about serving the community and cooking food and doing things that you love. And yeah, the money comes in the end of it, but it doesn't become about the money anymore.
No doubt. And I think you show that through how many things you do in the community. I mean, I can't, when anyone's like, hey, we need a volunteer for food, it's like, seems like you're the one that always is the first one to step up. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you're doing in the community. I know you're doing a lot, but I'll let you kind of talk about that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, coming from Southern California, that was a type of community of very much fend for yourself. And when we moved here 3 years ago, we have found such a sense of community here. People willing to step up when things are hard, and just being able to give back when you have the things to be able to give back has always been something that was important to me. So when everything happened with COVID and all of the business that we had scheduled, from the breweries to the corporate buildings and everything, in the blink of an eye just went away. We too, like many others, had to pivot and rethink what we're doing. We were fortunate enough to be able to post up our truck on Wilcox Street in downtown Castle Rock, right in front of Crowfoot Valley Coffee and Envision Counseling Clinic. And being there has been awesome for us. It's allowed that opportunity for us to be in a central point, allow us to offer free delivery to all of Castle Rock. We added a couple menu items to the menu that were on the less expensive price point. And then we even discounted those even more so when you bought in bulk. So we were able to provide food. I mean, I think we fed the entire King Soopers up off of Ridge Road, for $6 a person. And there's a lot of things like that we've been able to do. People that haven't been able to get out of the house, we're trying to offer free delivery for anyone who wants to take advantage of it. But we've just seen the community come together in that. And another thing that kind of unfolded through the Dads of Castle Rock initially, and then it grew into a whole nother animal, is we were able to raise about $11 to $1,200 total, and I've got that fund set aside. We still have funds available in there. So if anybody is out of work, is just kind of down, struggling, using their credit cards to pay the bills, just let me know, man. We got a free meal for you, and we can even deliver it to you. The point isn't to feed someone who otherwise wouldn't be eating that day. A lot of these people are still. It's more about just bringing a smile and bringing a little bit of joy to someone who's like, super bummed out and stressed out because, either their spouse got furloughed or laid off, or they did, or maybe both of them did, and so we've seen tons and tons of families that we've been delivering food to, and just brightening their day, and that's got a special place in my heart for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it shows, through how much you're doing. And it's really cool, man. I know we talk about this every day on this show, but it's there's something about seeing those faces from those who are in need, and the appreciation, and also how many people are supporting them. I mean, like you said, you've had random people stop by your trailer and drop off cash to help pay for people's meals, which is unreal. On the community side, I think Castle Rock is one of those communities where you see that, not a lot of other places.
Agreed.
So tell us about the Save the Chowder campaign that was all over the internet last week, thanks to Byron Wheeler.
Thanks to Byron Wheeler. I can promise you this was a campaign that I was not starting. 100% Byron. Every springtime we see the weather start to warm up. It gets above 70 degrees, and our chowder sales just start to tank. And so, and then also in an effort to utilize other states, not just stick to the same 4 or 5 states that we represent or whatever. We do a rotation. So we've got a winter menu and a summer menu that we bring out. So I had mentioned to Byron that we were getting rid of the chowder and a couple of the things to ramp up into our new summer menu. And I woke up one morning to about 50 Facebook messages with the hashtag Save the Chowder and a live Dad's a Castle Rock stream video where he ambushed my truck and slapped a Save the Chowder sign on the side. And he challenged Castle Rock to say, hey, he challenged me to say, how many bowls does Castle Rock need to buy in a week for you to save the chowder and keep it on the menu? So I threw out an astronomical number, like 100 bowls or something like that, knowing that there's no way that would happen. Well, sure enough, as of last night, we sold 112 bowls, and we were even off on Sunday for Easter. So 112 bowls in 6 days, and Byron managed to save the chowder for another day.
Another day, or how long do you think you'll? Because I know I went down there and I bought a few bowls, and next time I'll probably buy a few more because they actually taste really good after you refrigerate them too. So they're good before and after. So
absolutely. No, I mean, I'll live to my word and leave it on the menu. I mean, obviously, if it gets to a point in my business where I'm throwing away more than I'm selling, I'll reevaluate. But I mean, as far as I know, going forward, I'll keep it on for now.
So we'll keep an eye out for Byron, I guess, and let him know if he needs to revamp another Save the Chowder campaign in the near future.
Absolutely. And I do got to give a little bit of a shout out to Byron. I mean, he's a good friend and runs a phenomenal business, but like he has said in other posts, we are through one of his businesses in direct competition with each other. So that does show the kind of person that Byron is as well, that he's going to go out there and promote my food truck, even though we both own food trucks, and that's just a testament to who he is and whose community is, that we're not out here to fend for ourselves, and we're not out here to fight on our own. We've got a community out there that we want to see everyone succeed.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, Byron has both the Burger Kings in town and the Slim Chickens food truck, which is pretty awesome. And I'm one of those people where I try to go to everyone. So, but super delish. Brandon, so today with Cooking with Coast to Coast, we're going to be playing your Montana Bison Burger episode.
Ooh, yeah.
Tell me the inspiration.
The same recipe. This is not the same recipe that I have on the food truck.
So Good to know. I wouldn't know the difference. All I know is it good or is it not good, and everything I've had is good. So,
it's very good. The burger that I make on the cooking show that you're about to see, I do some candied bacon. A fun way to learn how to make some candied bacon. And I also do a technique that I had never really seen out there, where I actually braise the beef patty in beer too. So it's not just grilled or done on a flat top, but we actually cover it up and braise it in some beer, and brings a whole other texture and layer of flavor to the dish, which is really cool.
Awesome. Well, you're great, Brandon. We'll let you go. I know are you out and about today?
Yep.
Every day, right? Monday through.
Right in front of Crowfoot Valley Coffee and Envision Counseling every day from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and free to do all of Castle Rock. Beautiful.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us. We're going to go to Spencer in a second, talk about the SBA process, how that's been for him, and then I'll try to stop by. And are you going to have chowder today?
We will have the chowder.
Yeah! Woo! All right.
Say
the chowder. All right, brother. I'll see you in a little bit.
Sounds great.
Thanks, brother.
Bye.
See you. All right. I am not Brandon, so I'm going to change that lower third back to me, maybe. Aha! There we go. And now I'm going to bring on my buddy Spencer. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Good to see you, as always.
Good to see you.
So are you out of your house, or are you out of the shop? It looks like your house maybe today?
Yeah, I am. I'm out of my house.
Right on. Well, we've had a crazy day today on Castle Rock Talk, and why not add to it? So you and I have had a lot of conversations offline about the frustrations of this whole SBA process. We did a post on CRCO yesterday, which has gotten a lot of attention, and it does seem like there's a few people that maybe have gone through it and have gotten their SBA loans completed, but it seems like the majority are kind of stuck in limbo with what's going on. What's your experience? Have you applied, whatnot? And just kind of tell us what you've experienced, and I'll share mine as well.
Okay, well, yeah, not only that, but I also know some people that already got approval letters and everything. So, if you're a larger corporation, it seems like you get pushed right through kind of thing. Long story short is that there's kind of three pieces going on right now. There's a disaster recovery piece, which is supposed to be an immediate amount of money to help you. I can speak openly. In my case, I'm already behind on my rent. I was only able to pay half my rent last month. So, there's a disaster recovery to cover that. That piece of it is super slow. I mean, I applied a while ago and still waiting for something. Then the next piece is the PPP. You apply, and it's more in depth. I mean, they ask a lot more information, and they want to know exactly what's going on, how much money you're losing, and all that stuff. That's the piece that I know people, for example, my neighbor, he's already been approved. He's got a letter that he's approved, which would add some comfort if you got that letter back. And then there's a third piece. Castle Rock's offering some money, the town of Castle Rock. And, my brother owns a bar downtown. It's called Bar Red. We talk about this, and I think what's happening is we call ourselves a micro business. Small business doesn't really cover us, the person that, our family works here. We don't have employees, we're not doing workers' comp and all the stuff that comes with that. So there's a positive about it, but because we're what we call a micro business, we're running into a lot of problems. Number one, the town of Castle Rock, the money they're offering, you have to prove that you applied for the PPP. And unfortunately, it's starting to turn out that the PPP will not cover people like me that don't have employees. What I mainly need help with is the rent. The rent is, as everybody knows, Castle Rock has a high rent.
Really
so
high.
That's kind of where I'm up. Yeah. I'm up against that because, nothing stops. The bills keep coming in. And so long story short, I can't qualify for the Castle Rock help because I can't get a loan through the PPP because I'm just too small. For example, for me, it's me and my wife. So we're both 50% owners in the business, and that doesn't qualify. So It's been tough. We're trying to figure this out, trying to skimp by. Just like Brandon and everybody else, we're getting creative, trying new things. Last week was Easter. We were cranking out as many Easter baskets as we could, and always with in mind, we just want to get by at this point. If we could just get by for the next 2 months, we'll be fine. So that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, well, hopefully this COVID stuff starts to chill out, so we can start opening to a degree and getting people more comfortable getting out. I can totally see your point because the business that I have, we have employees, and I haven't gotten approved for it. I don't know if I will. Hoping we are. We had a downturn in business too, even on the internet marketing side, believe it or not. But I can see that. I mean, I think the small companies in Castle Rock. I mean, you look at Denver, right? They tried to convince the governor to pass this thing where they hold off on rent for businesses as well as residents. But then you got to think about the landlords too. They have mortgages to pay as well. And so when does it end? Do you just freeze everything? But then who's responsible for that? Because I know, if I was a property owner and all of a sudden, I'm just, the rent that I collect is just covering the base, and all of a sudden, I'm paying a mortgage on multiple properties that I, think I had to, that rolls down to them as well. So it's a challenging situation. I think if the funding was more flexible, especially to the smaller companies that, maybe, like you said, it's your wife and you working in the business itself, that can cover immediate costs like rent, that would be substantial for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it is disaster recovery. So, I mean, if this was a tornado and it trashed Castle Rock, I would hope that the money would be a little bit quicker to help people get in homes and have food and whatever. And it's kind of the same thing. It's taking so long that, I think people are going to start dropping out, it's tough.
Yeah, it's a great point as far as, the town goes. I'll have to reach out to them and talk about, maybe get some feedback on the struggles, because I would assume most of the companies that are located in downtown Castle Rock, especially the mom and pop shops, they probably don't have a significant employee base. A lot of them, I know, it's husband and wife teams that run the businesses there.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
Well, I'll try to get some information, at least some questions answered on how and what and why, and who knows, maybe we can come up with some plans. But in the interim, a lot of these companies are still open, and they could use your support. Whether that's buying just something small, a gift card, things like that. Spencer, for those who don't know him and his wife own Mountain Man Nut and Fruit, which is also the CRCO Shop Local store. They have tons of things like nuts and dry fruits and beef jerky and popcorn. I mean, I could just never go to the grocery store and just live off of your stuff. Oh, and the granola that I had recently.
Got you hooked, huh?
That was ridiculous. It was the one that had like the nuts and stuff in it. What flavor is that? You got me two.
Yeah,
both of them were great.
Maple.
The maple. And why does my camera keep going blurry? That's annoying. Gonna have to upgrade my equipment one of these days. But yeah, it's awesome. And then we do Friday movie night popcorn from you guys, which is amazing. And the good thing, if you're like me, I get anxiety about parking. Like the grocery stores are nuts right now. No pun. That was funny though, right? Didn't mean it like that. But
Stop.
But there is plenty of parking at your place, so it's really easy to get in and out, get what you need. What are you guys doing from the COVID side to, can you can order over the phone? You can stand outside. You walk it out to them. What's your guys' plan over there?
Yeah, so we are considered essential. We stock some of the local grocery markets, so we kind of fall under that. With that said, we've done a lot. I mean, we are actually going to, starting today, we're back open Tuesday through Saturday. We're going to do 10 to 3. So you can come on in and, like Sean's saying, we're actually me and my wife were talking the other day. We're like perfectly paced. There's usually only one, maybe two people in the store at a time. You don't have to worry about the 6 foot thing, because it's perfectly timed. It seems like we do curbside pickup. If you want, you could order over the phone. We'll deliver it out to the curb, or we will deliver inside of Castle Rock. We've been starting at like 3 o'clock every day and starting deliveries, and we go till it's done. And keep in mind, we've tried to switch gears a little bit. I happen to have a mask right here. We're selling.
Oh, right.
We're selling masks. It's got the nose bridge on it, so you can, it's pretty cool. And so we're selling masks. We still sell local honey, barbecue sauces, barbecue pellets. There's a lot of products that you might use in your daily, walnuts, whatever. So, hopefully we can actually help you with a lot of stuff you might go to the grocery store for.
That's a good point too, because now that the weather's getting better, now I'm saying this, it's terrible right now, obviously, and then Thursday it's going to be brutal again, and then hopefully after that it warms up. But Spencer has killer deal on pellets. I don't have a smoker, so I can't use them, but maybe I'll buy one, just because nothing beats smoked food. So good. But you have a whole new section, right? So in 30 seconds, kind of tell us about all that you got going on over there.
Well, before this whole coronavirus thing, we were expanding our store out. We have pellets. We carry lumberjack pellets. We carry barbecue sauces, hot sauces. We got some cool steak planks and, stuff you'd use during barbecuing, as well as, ingredients like honey and stuff that you could use to make sauces. It's still a work in progress. We're about 75% stocked, but it's really cool. And we do have good prices. I mean, we sell a 20-pound bag of pellets for $14.99.
Yeah,
so
that's probably the cheapest I've heard of.
Yeah,
it's good. And then anything over $25, you'll deliver it.
That's correct. If you spend $25, it was easy to do. We'll do it for free every day. We've been going out and delivering, and it's actually a lot of fun. We can leave it on your doorstep. You could pay in advance, and we don't have to even go to the door if you don't want to, or if you want to open the door, we'll deliver right to you.
Watch out, Amazon. So you guys are smoking. Man, I'm full of puns today. Tell you what. So you guys are smoking Amazon as far as, they're, if it's non-essential items, it might take several weeks to get to you. And you guys are willing to do same-day delivery on any order for free over $25 in probably, I'm assuming, the 3 Castle Rock zip codes?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been hitting, 80104, 80108, 80109. And, we bend the rules. I mean, call us if you're not sure, and we'll see what we can do.
All right. Right on, brother. Well, I appreciate you opening up and kind of talking about the struggles. I'm going to try to get some answers as well on some of the concerns that you had, just to kind of understand, I guess, the thought process behind all this. But yeah, and then if you guys need something, whether it's dried fruit, nuts, popcorn, barbecue supplies, Spencer at Mountain Man and CRCO Shop Local. What's your guys' address? 4 something Perry Street?
404 Perry Street, right at 4th and Perry.
So yeah, right across the street from Lost Coffee, a couple doors down from Castle Rock Bike and Ski, right next to the White Pavilion. Cool, brother. All right. Appreciate you joining us, as always.
Thanks, Sean.
And we'll be in touch.
Everything you do, man.
Yeah, thank you. Catch you later. And for those who are just watching, we're almost done with the program, but I want to encourage you to do our CRCO dance-off. We're going to be, hopefully, if we get enough submissions, trying to feature one of these every day of the week, also accompanied by a gift card to a local business. Here is another example of what the CRCO dance-off looks like. All right, everybody, that's it for today's Castle Rock Talk. We're going to be going to Cooking with Coast to Coast, where Brandon Cant, who was just on earlier today, is going to be serving up the Montana Bison Burger. Thanks for watching, and catch you tomorrow.
Football season is upon us, and that means you guys are firing up the grills and putting some burgers down for your friends. But let's seriously, guys, let's kick the frozen patties and American cheese, and let's explore an iconic dish from Montana that'll be sure to kick up your burger game. Today we're kicking up our burger game by cooking Montana bison burgers. Bison is such a great red meat alternative. It's low in saturated fat and low in cholesterol, but just packed full of flavor. I'm gonna start by forming a half-pound burger patty and lightly seasoning it with salt and pepper. I don't wanna over-season the meat because I want the natural flavors of that bison to shine. So a lot of people don't know this, but when you actually get garlic on your hands, you actually just rub it on some stainless steel. It takes the smell right out. We're gonna make a nice light mayo-based sauce with a little bit of garlic and parsley in it. And you know, on second thought, I'm actually gonna add a little bit of Tabasco to this just to give it a little bit of heat. Good stuff. So one of the most important things when cooking a burger is to make sure you leave your patties out on the counter for about 20 minutes. You don't want them ice cold when they hit the pan. Now that we got the blue cheese and the sun-dried tomatoes on top of our beef patty, I'm gonna lay a stainless steel bowl right over the top. This will help steam up and melt that cheese. Burgers are such a great platform for food because you can put anything you want on it. Today, we're gonna start with a bed of romaine lettuce on the bottom bun, a good thick slice of whole grilled red onion, a couple slices of bacon, and then we're gonna top our bison patties with some sun-dried tomatoes and blue cheese. We'll grab our top bun with our mayo, parsley, garlic, Tabasco mixture. Montana bison burgers are my new favorite. The bison is so juicy and tender and flavorful. There's so much going on in this burger. I never want to see you guys with frozen patties and American cheese ever again. Moose Drool Brown Ale is the perfect accompaniment for this bison burger. I mean, look at this thing. It's moist, it's juicy, it's tender, it's delicious. I would love for you guys to give it a try at home. Please comment down below if you do. I would love to hear about it. If you feel that I represented Montana well, give me a like, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, man.